This is not Animal Crossing, but it kind of is Animal Crossing if you know what I mean. In this video I'll cover off what this cozy game is about and how similar it is, yet different from New Horizons. You might recognize this character, Doemon, who's the earless, time-traveling robot cat who has his own Japanese manga series. He's part of the game but not the main character per se. He transports Nobi and his friends to a new planet. Story of Seasons: The Great Kingdom is an absolutely stunning and gorgeous game, with its watercolor graphics making this a truly cozy farming delight. I'll give you the lowdown of how the game plays and who I think it's suited to, so stick through the whole video before you give your judgment. Let's get into this. The quick story is as such. Doemon flies Nobi and his friends to another planet. Nobi finds injured kid. Doemon cures kid with a doc in the box. They take translation chewing gum to speak to him. They take him to his favourite place, his dad's favourite farm. Nobi gets farming. His friends find jobs. They get to settle in. Robocat realises he needs to get Nobi back to his worrying parents. He can't find the ship. It's been taken by the queen. They're accused of magic and bad doing. Doemon is reprimanded. The guards are called off by the injured kid. The kid is a prince. He vowed to help them as they helped him. And the way back to the queen's heart is to fix the farm. Yes, farming. You need to have the resources to sell for money or build things, from chopping down different types of trees, which are coincidentally the same as soft, hard and wood options as they are in New Horizons. It also includes the option to further chop down trees to a stump to get more wood. Collecting stone is also a thing, but from 3 different rock sizes. The number of hits varies depending on the size of the raw rock, and the number of collectible stone varies depending on the original size. Planting crops is in the game from seed after you hoe the soil. You'll need to water the plants daily, but at least you can tell when they're watered as the soil logically turns a darker colour. As the plants grow through their own growth phases, you'll get to see them change. Oh, and the can doesn't break. You will run out of water, which you just refill from a local water source, and off you go again. No crafting. Having said that, you can upgrade your tools to give them that extra ability. If you like collecting bugs, this is also in the game and you might well recognize a few of these. The game includes sizes too, which I'll cover off in just a minute. If having pockets too full is a thing for you, as it is for me, don't worry, this game has got you covered. You can upgrade your pockets, which I haven't yet. This is just your base level. In addition to catching bugs, there's also the option of fishing. Some of these fish may well look familiar to you. The main difference here though is the price that you sell them for is dependent on the size of the bug or fish, which is an enjoyable dynamic to the game. Selling items is done via a crate, which is collected every day at 6 PM by the soldiers, and your money is deposited straight away. And every night you go to sleep, you get an itemized summary of your makings. This is a great time to explain that there are seasons in the game, and you can see that there is a day number of each day that you live in the game, which is at the top right. The game will go through the stages of the day, however, it's not in sync with real life. Time passes at an interesting 1.5 minutes each game hour, meaning if you played through the whole night, a full in-game day would take 36 minutes of real life. However, having said that, there is another dynamic of the game which makes this not possible, and one of the reasons I really love this game. You're limited to what you can do based on the energy that you have. Each rock you hit or tree you farm for resources, the more and more tired you get. You can push yourself through to the very limit, but that does put a cap on what you can farm for the rest of the day. You can sleep it off until the next day, or the other way that you can get energy is to take a nap. You'll regain 1 heart per hour you sleep, but you can't nap after 4 PM, and you may want to leave time before 6 PM to ship items off in your crate. The other way to get energy is to eat, and a free way of eating is an adorable dinner with your friends between 7 PM and 8 PM. Another way is through eating food and energy drinks. The game works to real life somewhat by seeing the transition of a household going from pre-work, having breakfast, to starting their shifts for the day. This allows for buying seeds from the local grocery stores for all your farming needs. Potatoes, strawberries, wheat and grass. You can also buy farming animals. As you can see, the adorable Mary take her post at the live animal stall. The available animals are chickens, sheep, cows and alpacas. I think I've got the perfect names for them all. Let me know what you think in the comments below. although some names appear not to be allowed in the game. I can't think of a better thing to call my chicken. Here are some of the names that did go through for my alpaca, my sheep, and my cow. And once you buy them, they get sent straight to your farm. What keeps the game interesting is the variable open hours for the different shops around the town. This means you have to think about when you can and can't visit certain shops, from the animal farm where you can buy the animals to the local clinic to buy medicine for the times that your animals get sick, which they do if you don't take them out into the sunshine or put them back in at night. Or if you forget to feed them. Don't worry, I've done it at least once. Sorry, Kurlos. The Roving Diner is a restaurant that allows you to learn new recipes, but at least the recipes serve a purpose. It gives you energy to do the tasks needed for the game. By now you're probably wondering, how can I do all this? Well, the exciting part is that you can ask your friends in the game to help you after you've upgraded your house. They follow your lead and effectively makes your daily chores twice as quick. I love that they slowly get dirtier the more and more that they work with you. This also allows you to play with a partner or family member who wants to play and help you out every so often. You can work together to do the daily chores of watering and refilling watering cans for watering crops, hammering for rocks, chopping trees. Fishing together is actually fun and somewhat competitive, and pushing animals out for the sunshine, and yes, you can shear the alpaca and sheep as shown here by Reese and Kurlos. And milking Tipper can be used for recipes and selling for profit. Regardless of how long you play with another human at Delmon's control, the game is surprisingly smooth. I love how the camera sort of is elastic and comfortable. The game zooms out to accommodate you both, which is both limiting but natural, and it contracts again as you get closer to each other. Now let's go over who I think this game is best suited for. This game is very rich in story and there is plenty of NPC interaction from the shop owners to your roommates. If you feel like you don't know what you're doing in Animal Crossing or why, then this would be suited to your needs. There are tasks, chores, achievements and milestones to progress through the story. If you're not big on designing, you don't have to. You can, but it's not vital to the game. It's really just your home and your farm that you tend to. Also, if you can't be bothered with customizing your look with hairstyles, features, clothing, or don't mind playing as a said character, then this is another notch for the story of Seasons. There's an online element of the game of visiting other farms and getting gifts of recipes. The music is extremely soothing, the watercoloring graphics are just divine, the game itself is very heavy on instruction, but you can hit the plus button to skip if you just want to get started. There's also an option to replay cutscenes you missed whilst you were rushing. The game kind of reminds me of Zelda with a story and the tool upgrades, but the farming of a farming sim game. It's so very wholesome with the real Japanese dialogue, which you might catch the occasional word that you recognize. Hajimemashite! Hai, genki desu! There are community festivities like the fishing competition, shooting competitions, and horse races, which I haven't got to yet, but hopefully that's soon. In addition to the game itself, there is an additional DLC you might want some design elements which you can work towards through in the game. Let me know in the comments if you've got the game or thinking about getting it. Whilst you do that, I'm going to moonwalk out of here as I thank my channel members. Thanks AG Nation!